Hey everybody, welcome back to my Project 13. Thanks for coming on by and checking out yet another video test, but this time it's with the Google Pixel 7 Snow White. Not the 7 Pro, but the 7. I have both of them. I am digging them, having a great time with them. They are living in my jean pockets. The 7 Pro actually has my T-Mobile SIM card in it, so that's my daily driver. The Sidekick, the Google Pixel 7. 4K, 60 frames per second. On my way to Mickey D's to get a couple coffees for the morning. I'm gonna go into ultra wide here. Adjust my dash mount a little bit. Okay, sorry about that. You let me know how everything looks, how everything sounds, and how the stability does in this video. Today, it is 80 degrees. That means that any heat coming from that sun above, coming through my windshield, any of that heat is going to heat up the phone. I got my air conditioner on. You can hear it. Right there, you can hear it. I can turn it down a little bit. There we go. So, yeah, any heat coming down onto the windshield is going to magnify that heat onto any phone that I use that's attached to my iAudi dash mount. That air conditioning, or I should say that air conditioner, is not going to blow any cold air onto the back of whatever device I have attached to my dash mount, which would be super cool. No pun intended. Cool. So what I'm going to do, like I did with the 7 Pro, is just shoot a little video, maybe 5, 6, 7 minutes. I'm going to touch the back of it with my hand to see if it's warming up back there. And hopefully it's not. I mean, warm's okay, but we don't want it to get hot. And I do have a case that I recently reviewed. Mobosi clear case, TPU, and hard plastic polycarbonate see-through back. It's a great looking case, crystal clear. It's beautiful. It really gives a little extra some to my Snow White 7. And yeah, check out that review. It came with a screen protector, $14.99, the price over at Amazon. But there is a $2 coupon, a little box that you can check right next to the price point. If you do that, bring it down to $12.99. And anyway, go check out the video. There's a link that will send you right over to Amazon to purchase this case and screen protector, 2-in-1. I thought it was a great deal. Never heard of the company. Apparently they make a lot of cases for the iPhone, not so much for any Android phones, but this is, from what I saw in their catalog, unless I'm wrong, this was the first for any Android phones. So yeah, it's doing great. But with the case on the 7 and any heat coming down on the windshield, and with that heat hitting the back of the 7, that could cause an issue. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Hey, it's still not completely straight. There we go. And we are in ultra wide mode. Let me head over to 1x zoom, 2x zoom, and it goes all the way up to 7x. Let's go back to ultra wide there and leave it there so you can see my poopy head. That's my buddy. I've already told the story on poopy head. Oh, you want me to tell it again? Oh, okay. Well, you're gonna have to wait because I'm gonna order my coffee. Can I get 2 large coffees with 3 cream and 2 3 cream and 2 sugars in each of those. 2 of them.
Okay.
And that's it. Thank you. So, whenever I'm being a poopy head, my wife obviously doesn't like that. I can become a little bit of a jokester. Sarcasm becomes part of that, joking around. And hold on a second. $2. Gonna have to give you a 20 here. I know you're all waiting for me to finish the story, huh? You're like, come on, we got to hear it. I'll be back. Don't worry. I know. Thank you, sir. That must have been hard for all of you. Anyway, so she got that for me to remind me at times, especially when I'm coming home from work and I'm just beat up physically and mentally, that I got to check myself before I walk in through that door. I don't want to carry all that with me and then think everything's funny and joke around and be sarcastic. Because I don't come home and get angry, or some folks come home from work and they're all beat up and they throw negative attitude. I get silly. That's my thing, is I get silly. But sometimes it gets a little out of hand. So that's what the poopy head's there to remind me to chill and to check myself for the right reasons, man. For the right reasons. So a lot of times it works, sometimes it doesn't, but for the most part. But yeah, man, I like my little poopy head. Hello. Thank you. Ooh, that one's hot. Thank you. Have a good day. Man, these ones are hot. So, I'm sure that a lot of you have your way of checking yourself. Now, this goes for, your wives too, or your girlfriends, boyfriends, whatever, your fiance. It's not just like, for me, my wife has her own way of doing it. I'm sure that a lot of you have your own tools in life to check yourself. You can share that down below in the comment section. That would be an interesting. That would be interesting for me to read, and it's always about tech. But let's talk about something else. As I'm shooting this video in 4K, 60 frames per second, I forgot that I was actually doing that. Okay, so I'm going to touch the back. Remember, it's 80 degrees out. You obviously see the blue sky. The heat's coming through the windshield. I can feel the windshield is pretty warm. Got the case on my 7, and it hardly feels warm at all. At all. And we're already at, 8 minutes? Let's see. 9 minutes. And the one thing that I do when I'm done using the camera is I make sure that the camera app is completely gone. That it's not sitting in the background. It's not on in the background. That can cause a smartphone to heat up. Especially if you're going to, like for myself, create content on whatever smartphone it is, doing all the editing and then starting the processing. And even when I'm processing a video, there's times that I'm watching YouTube or listening to music. There's something that I'm still doing on my phone. I may even be taking some pictures or shooting some video while there's a video processing. And that can cause a device to get a little warm. So when you're done, make sure everything is completely swiped away when it comes to especially the camera. I've actually gone to pick up a random device that I'm using, and it's hot. And the first thing I think about is I wonder if the camera's on in the background. And I go into my recents, and bam, the camera is there. Like all I do is tap on the camera app in recents, and it comes on, and it's on. It's like ready to take a picture, and that means it's been sitting like that in the background all that time, and that's why the device is getting hot. That's not working with your smartphone. That's not good that I do that. That's if you want your smartphone to work for you, you got to work for it. Yeah, that's not the smartphone's fault. So, anyway, and I'm trying to communicate this in a way where it's very understandable, because I've had a couple viewers tell me that some of the communication that I use, there's some words that they didn't quite understand. So I try to find different ways of explaining what I'm talking about in a way that is understandable for everybody. And I even do that at work. I'll say, when I'm talking about the channel, I'm talking about the videos that I create, and I'll use techie words, and I can see my fellow employees looking at me like, okay, well, what is that? And then I explain what it is, and they're like, see, that's all you had to say. So I got to understand that there are a lot of viewers, and communication is very important in what it is that I'm talking about, and simplifying that conversation to where people like me back in the day who didn't know diddly squat. I mean, I knew the basics, but there was a lot I didn't know. And yeah, I would Google that information, or when I started the channel, I would ask a lot of the viewers. I started absorbing a lot of information, soaking it in. I wanted to know. And not only what tech was about when it came to smartphones, and not so much with computers and laptops and tablets and all of that. And I know a lot of that information too, but how could I explain it in a way where it was going to be, where I was going to be able to reach the listener? You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to get a comment back that says, I didn't understand one word you said. And I run into those videos myself sometimes on whatever it is I'm looking for. Sometimes I'm doing something with one of our cars, and I'm trying to figure out how to get it to fix whatever it is, and I want to be able to understand the language that's being spoken. It's interpreted in a way where I can understand. If I don't, I do leave feedback and hoping that they'll return with an answer. So anyway, we're now at 13 minutes. I'm gonna shut up. I think you got the gist of what I'm saying. We've talked about a lot, and which is important conversation in my opinion. But at the same time, I really wanted to see what we could get out of 4K 60 frames per second with the Google Pixel 7 rear camera. And I'm gonna touch the back now, and still just normal back there. Even with the case, even with the heat coming through my windshield at 80. Now it says 85 degrees. Wow, it jumped 5 degrees from back where I was to here. Just a few miles down the road, and it changed temperature. Well, usually towards where I live, it gets hotter. So, all right, thanks for hanging around and listening. Appreciate your time. Have a great day. I'll be back with more Google Pixel 7 and 7 Pro. Huge shout out, hashtag Team Pixel, hashtag gift from Google. That's the 7 Pro. I'm out.